Sam, did you get my email earlier about signs?
I haven't checked anything.
Okay, this is what I was talking about,
Perfect.
when you finally get a chance to read it. Or just come see me.
Okay, Huff Beach.
That one was an Ed thing too.
Yep.
Oh,
The dogs.
The dog.
right, yes. Yeah, there's been an issue with dogs. People bring the dogs down and the neighbor takes it, gets right on the phone and makes a call and turns people in because they brought the dogs down, they're on a leash and nobody's on the beach. I have a problem with the neighbor being that the only time that they take a call is when they see the dogs down on the beach. So a couple residents have asked about that, and my thing with the neighbor is when there's other things that go down on the beach, they don't see nothing. When
They're
there's-
focused on the dogs.
yeah, they focus on the dogs, they don't focus on the big drinking and the riding this down there and,
People drink there?
yeah, not water either, or so.
Do they have bonfires?
No, so you can't cook marshmallows. So Sarah took and contacted the insurance company, and the insurance company said there was no liability against the town. It's up to the town whether they want to allow dogs down on the beach.
Are they allowed now?
No,
Oh, okay.
So we'd have to motion to allow dogs on the beach. But right now, the dogs are not allowed. Does the sign that's
Is
down
there,
say
yeah, a sign there?
it says no dogs?
There was a sign,
Yeah.
and
At
then
one
the sign
time,
did indicate the
yeah.
dogs, I don't know if it's down there now, but there was. We'd have to go look, I don't remember for a
So
while.
there's a new sign saying no dogs?
I believe it does say no dogs.
So we just have to block it out if.
Right,
Well, I wanna get a new sign created for that anyway.
right, yeah,
Just a little bit.
We have to add some stuff to that sign.
yes.
Take away, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 12 years old.
Yeah. Weathered, yeah. Probably put it in a better spot, cause isn't it like attached to?
Telephone pole.
Telephone pole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we need to do better for signage. So I think one suggestion that was given was, or one question that was brought up by a dog owner is, could we allow dog access off-season and just restrict it between like Memorial Weekend to Labor Day? That was one suggestion, because that's when there's more people on the beach anyway, and then
Yeah, I don't
allow
know
dogs
how
off-season.
huge that
It was
beach
just-
is. So a lot of people go there,
Yes, it gets plenty of use.
so there's really no room for dogs
During the summer.
during the summer, or,
Do
There's
they-
always dogs there. My dogs are there swimming all the time.
Do they
Brian,
pick
your
up
dogs are all
after
over
them?
town.
Everywhere. Shepherds, they chase predators.
Do they pick up, or is it a dog mess that they're creating? Is that why they don't want the dogs?
yeah, they're pooping on the beach, or,
I
and that'd be
don't
a
know.
concern to me.
No, I don't think there's been
That's not been an issue.
no,
I mean, our beach testing comes back fine,
right.
so.
Dog races.
I
Yeah.
don't know why no dogs.
Right.
Can we just get rid of it?
I don't see why you can't. I think if you went and just said off-season, then people gonna say, well, are you being a little prejudiced because of it?
Well, it's something you have to control your dog.
Yeah,
You must control your dog. If you have your dog.
exactly. That would be something that
Go
I'd
down
want
there
on
with
the
your
sign
kids, you don't
saying.
want somebody
that
else's
you
dog
Please
must-
obey
coming
leash
with
law.
slobbering in
Right.
your
Dogs
face.
on leashes.
Right.
Good luck.
Yeah, don't we have that in town already?
Nobody listens to it.
But the signage helps,
Right,
signage helps. I mean, we can say, it's important.
right.
So a motion to allow dogs on leashes.
Just off-season or whenever.
I go from there. Whenever. As long as they can control dogs.
Right, I'd make sure the sign says, must be on a leash.
Yeah.
Even in the water? Well, you know,
So
you
the
get
leash
tricky.
law, from how it was explained to me by Mitchell, what the leash law is, doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a physical leash on your dog. They have to have good recall.
Right,
You have to have control of your dog at all times, and it has to stay within its boundaries, like in the yard.
right, well,
And
thinking
you have
is-
to have good recall, meaning that if your dog is getting away, or if there's another dog coming and you say, come Frodo, you know, they come. I don't know, this person can come.
right, we had an instance a couple of years ago, down on the rec field, guy was bringing his shepherd down, oh yeah, I got him under total control, and then somebody brings their dog down, and that dog went right after these other dogs, and the guy calling him,
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right, so
probably.
that's where the recall comes in.
yeah,
I know that in my line of work for UPS, the dogs that bite, generally the ones that the owner says, he's never bitten anybody.
Yeah.
So dogs are a funny thing, and people feel very strongly about them, and sometimes they're deaf to problems that people have with them, so we have to watch that carefully down
right,
there.
And you have kids with allergies and you gotta think about.
If you open it up to the dogs being there, are you creating more of a problem instead of saying no dogs, period?
The dogs have been there for as long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
There's no reason to invent a problem.
We could always take it and change it again.
If it's a
Back.
problem.
right,
Yeah.
exactly, experiment with it, see how people respond to it, and if they don't respond good to it, then go and yank it,
Yeah,
and say,
well, it'll take one bad apple, and that's all it'll take.
right,
Can I say something on that? I take my dog swimming to pond with big ponds all the time. Some down in Massachusetts, and they all say off-season dogs are allowed during the peak swimming season. They don't allow dogs simply because you can't, not everybody has control over their dogs. I mean, I just go there swimming in April, March on Huff Beach with the dogs, with my dog. Nobody's there. I just don't understand why on the off season when nobody's there. And I bring poop bags with me, which are compostable, so I have to use them because otherwise they just fall apart. I pick up my dog's poop, and if she doesn't poop, I pick up other dogs' poop if it's there. It's, you know, it's just being a responsible dog owner. I don't know necessarily if it would be a good idea to allow dogs there during the summer because there is drinking. There are parents that aren't watching their children. I've seen that firsthand, and you might be taking a chance, but off-season, I don't see any reason because no one is there when I go swimming in September and October, maybe someone fishing. But during, you know, July and August, June, July and August, that could be a problem.
Independence Day is always a great day at the beach. Everyone's down there celebrating and swimming with their dogs. It's awesome. You should come down and or stay down in Massachusetts during the summer months if you want, Cheryl. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
In a perfect world,
Okay.
that would be great, but I'm just
Let's
thinking.
get this back up in, wraps.
We have one meeting in here.
I mean, I know that
No.
it'll be a bad apple.
So, yeah, we're just done.
And that will
So just
change
do,
it, so it's just more
June,
simple.
July, August.
So you wanna do a motion to allow dogs on leashes, during off-season?
Yes,
So between Labor Day and
Yeah, sure.
Memorial Day?
yeah.
You're doing wonders for the town.
I can't hear
You have to kind of
speak
speak
loud.
the
I said, thank
boundaries
you. You're
clear.
doing
Okay.
wonders
Does
for the
anybody,
town.
second that motion?
So
I
what was the
didn't know you
motion?
were
I couldn't
elected.
hear you because Brian's thanking me.
Off-season, yes.
So just to repeat the minutes, Leaf motion to allow dogs on leashes during off-season between Labor Day and Memorial Day. Ed second the motion. Steve's thinking.
Someone show some balls.
What's the motion?
So it's June 3rd.
Yeah, today's June, the dogs are allowed when between Labor Day?
Between Labor Day and Memorial.
Okay, I vote in affirmative.
Okay.
We're gonna have stadies over there on the weekend when we're celebrating with our kids.
Well, it's just crazy that
You
you're
ready for the next
using
thing?
this
Kingsman
time
Road
to.
Pole.
I'm not using police time, you are.
Hey,
Point of order.
this is, we're emailing me.
This is just ridiculous.
What? Save it to
No.
public comment and
Okay, so, Kingsman Road pole license, this is, New Hampshire Electric Co-op is expending their poles because there is a property up past where their last pole is that they need to bring electricity to. So this is the license for that. Yeah, they're setting one.
That's that place on Kinsman that's, has the solar panels, I take it?
Must be.
Yeah, that's,
I'm not sure, huh?
do you have a motion for this or just sign it?
And we've never done a pole license before.
just sign it.
Good. Action items.
Alright. I posted the bid for the assessing contract. Are we still tabling the junkyard thing at this moment? I know you guys are gonna try to go take a look, but I know you guys have been really busy.
Yeah.
because I keep sending you stuff, so. Okay. Equipment inventory, haven't really made any headway on that yet. Let's see. Oh, composting for the ordinance. So, just double check it, I went off of Sandy's notes and made the changes that you guys told me to do. So you guys were keeping the 75.
We were keeping the 75, we weren't going to 100,
You
I
would-
think we're keeping the hardcover.
You were keeping the hardcover?
Yeah.
Okay, I was kind of unclear about that when I thought you wanted the screen cover, so
I
hardcover?
told you it's hardcover.
Oh, the note said screen.
This here,
Now.
you were just hearing what I was telling you.
Right.
Yeah, somebody, yes, somebody in the room wanted a screen cover.
Okay. Oh, where was that? Just can't find it. Okay. Oh, sorry, the I had all bins must have a porous and removable cover. You want a solid and removable cover?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna give you my no. Okay.
Okay.
So can we change it in pen and sign it?
Hmm?
Can we change it in pen and sign it?
Yeah, so you guys can approve the changes as amended, and then you guys can always just come sign it in the office. I can make a clean copy for you guys to sign in the office.
I'll make a motion that we approve the composting toilet ordinance
Amended.
as it is amended on Sarah's copy right now.
Second.
Rada, we're in.
Hey, why is toilet underlined?
So,
Is that spelled
I-
right?
it is. I think I have been playing this document, I don't know where that underline is coming from. It's not from the underline tool, it's not an image because I tried that, it's something with their editing program. And what it's not picking up here is there's also like a highlighted dot in the middle, it's weird. So I feel like it's something from the, legal when they did the editing tool.
Yeah, it probably
And
is.
made a mark, so I'll get that removed too, but.
It's probably track changes then.
Well, yeah, but I deleted all that. Like I accepted, you know, and deleted changes, so I don't know. Yeah, I messed with it for a while before I had to move on. Okay,
Moving right along here.
are we doing anything with parsonage right now? That's the table.
So tabled.
Policy updates back in our next focus. And our ordinance updates, that's the compost and
I
toilet
think it,
ordinance. Oh, what's-
Enfield's handbook. So we know.
Oh,
For their
yes.
policies,
yeah,
so we can see what looks good,
Yeah.
what might fit in
Grafton
Grafton.
came, but they pretty much do what we do, just willy-nilly it.
Yeah, they,
But she said Dartmouth has a program that will do all that stuff too. Not sure if we want to do that, but.
so I can make copies of the Enfield one and put it in your guys' boxes. So for the ordinances, do we want to just try to focus, seeing that if we're having a really hard time doing just one thing, do we want to focus on the policy first before we pick another ordinance to attack? I shouldn't say attack, to update.
Yeah, let's do the policies first.
Okay.
Those are like that.
So we'll take a look at that, okay. Town common grass.
Town Common, I'm gonna call UNH or Grafton County, which my mother has a number for, she just gotta find it. Said Grafton County would do all testing and stuff too.
was the grass down there in bad shape?
Yes.
Or what?
Oh, awesome.
All that brown
Yeah.
And there's been some reports that there may be,
skunk?
Yeah.
grubs in there, like, what are they, I don't know what they're called, but they're invasive grubs, and then it's bringing in skunks, the skunks are digging up the grubs, so.
This is New Hampshire. The whole place has got mollusking grubs. What-
Right.
What's the difference?
What's new about that?
Yeah.
Chickens.
There you go.
Now we could put chickens over there.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Send it with a duck army. Okay, anything else on the action items?
Do we need to add anything?
Not right now, let's just get rid of what's on there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Correspondence?
Yeah. We'll take the entire table. Okay. Email from Deb Clough regarding the trustees. There is training, for new trustees, that she would like to send her and Karen to. The cost to attend is $100, and that would come from the financial line item, which you guys control.
Is it under a person?
Yeah,
Karen's not really a trustee, or?
yes,
Yes, she is.
yes, she is.
She's a trustee of the trust fund.
Yeah,
Oh, this is, I'm thinking
Sorry.
about
Yeah,
it.
I was
Sorry.
confused too, because if it's a,
I'm sorry, guys, that's my bad. Trustees of the trust fund. I knew what I was
Okay,
because that was both,
yeah.
yeah.
two trustees in one.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
I don't either.
We've got a training.
And I've been keeping an eye on workshops and trainings for me so far. Nothing's really coming up this year, so I may not use much of my line items, so that'll. Alright, and then this one is from Leeway, regarding, the septic evaluator course. And they're doing a field day, and they want permission to use one of our town properties as a test for inspecting septics, right?
So not anymore, they already found for you.
Oh,
But
okay.
if you want it in the future, I can offer it up to the next round,
Okay.
if you want it. We're going to Boscawen and Chichester.
Okay, well,
That's what's
I know if we were gonna do one, the one that's at the town office would be a good place to
Is
start.
that it for public comment?
Well, in the future, if you want, I'll
Correspondence?
bring it up, I can let them know for the next round of class.
Testing.
Yes, that is,
Okay.
we've got quite a bit of people here, so just, I don't know, maybe reiterate the rules and names and.
Yeah. We're going to go on public comment. If you need to have a comment, please raise your hand, you will be called on. Please, when you're called on, state your name for record, please.
I'll eliminate them.
There's someone raised.
Ryan, first of all, in terms of the library plan, I'm just trying, if anybody's listening to the comments, do you just wanna know where it's at on the land and like how big the structure is?
Yeah,
Okay, just simple stuff like that.
basically, yeah, what it's gonna look like.
Okay, hopefully they hear that. Kudos to the select board on the, compost toilet ordinance, I thought you guys handled that well. You asked the public, you listened to the public, you know, we probably didn't get everything we wanted as public, but, I thought you guys did a really good job on that. Regarding the, vandalism on the, cook shack, what criminal charges are being brought against those?
Nah, that's something that we can't get into right now,
What?
because it's still under investigation.
You're not law enforcement though.
What?
I said, you guys aren't law enforcement.
It might be.
We're under,
fair.
the thing is under investigation, we can't take it,
It's legal.
it's all legal.
Okay, so no comment.
Yeah.
Alright.
I was being nice and saying, it's under investigation.
Curious.
So we don't know if there's gonna be any
No, we
charges or
don't.
not. We're hoping to get restitution, and as far as anything else, we don't know.
Right. It's all in the hands of the insurance company and the police
You gotta
department.
raise your hand.
Can I go?
Yeah.
I can talk now?
Yeah.
Yes, you may.
Name,
On,
what?
my name is Daniel Lees, and I talked with Sarah today, I think already. Anyhow, on May 6th, you guys had a select board meeting here, and one of the action items on that was to talk about the junkyards. And the board, and according to the paperwork that you provided, it says that the board was each separately go and to look at junkyards and discuss it at the next meeting. And that was on May 6th, and then there was a follow-on meeting you guys had on 5/20, and that subject disappeared. It didn't show up anywhere, and there was no comment regarding what happened. So my first question, and I have a lot of questions, but the first one would be, did you go look at junkyards, and did you determine anything from that?
We haven't discussed it, and when I drive around town, I look to see what's out in people's yards. So if that's considered, I mean, if somebody's got junk in their yard, that's a junkyard. If somebody has more than 2 unregistered vehicles, I guess that might be considered a junkyard too.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it said here, that the only reason I asked is because it says in the notes that you were each of you individually was going to go review a junkyard and then report back, and then nothing happened. So I just wanted to clarify if anybody had, and apparently you're driving around town and no one else did anything. So I'm clear on that.
well, I'm sure,
Well, so
Ed's driving around town too. He's seeing more than I'm seeing, I'm sure.
What he's referring to is on the action item, we have that
Yeah.
one particular junkyard,
Yeah.
that we had initially addressed, and you guys were gonna go take a look at, and I don't think that you guys have had time to go look at that particular one.
You know, everybody, anyway, but the point is that on the junkyard ordinance that the town has,
Yeah.
okay? But it's very, very specifically clear here on the ordinance, that you, the board, the town, is responsible to regulate and enforce the licensing of junkyards within the town. Now, I have a problem with some of the lots. I will not take a personal view and say, hey, Dan is mad at this house or that house or I'm not doing that. And I called and talked to Sarah a little bit, and she said, you can send a letter in or something. But the fact of the matter is that that's not my responsibility to do that, okay? And I don't like a lot of the properties in town, some of them are really, really terrible. And I'm not talking about one car or two cars, you know, I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about piles and piles and piles of crap on the edge of the road in people's yard. It's disgusting, all right? Now, we had that problem with a house on Kinsman, on 427 Kinsman, used to be 427 Kinsman. We bought that house at the town auction, okay? When it went up, I ended up going to court because I had bought the house. We had to go to court to fight. The town didn't help me in any of that crap. I had to go out and fight, you know, but I helped the town because I documented it all with photographs and did all this stuff. And we went to court and we won. And the day we came home, then I got on my excavator and went down, I tore the house down so that no one could live there again. And then I personally hired a construction company to come in and remove all the debris that we could do. And it cost me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, this is not chump change here, we're talking about money. All right, and we did that just to return the lot back to a wood lot, to make it a nice place to drive by, because we were sick and tired of all the drugs and all of the other stuff that came with that property, and we fixed it. Now, and you guys are allowing all these other properties to exist when you have clear written instructions that you're supposed to fix it. And you're supposed to, you're supposed to issue whatever paperwork is required. It's really, really clear. It's not like I'm making something up. I mean, the ordinance is so specific, and you're not doing your job. And I find that totally unacceptable. Now, I really, in the best of all worlds, want you guys to try your best to do the job and get going on that stuff, and I'll shut up and go away and just be a happy guy. All right, but someone in the town needs to work on it.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah,
Okay, the property that's closest to us, that has all the junk cars, that's been 2 years. The owner said, well, we'll do it here and there. Then it was mud season, then it was snow season. Then he was supposed to, whatever, was supposed to come, and they never did. You
but that's
guys,
not the worst one, anyway.
you
That's not
guys
the worst.
aren't enforcing it. And the other one is at least 9 years old, and that would be 140 Kinsman. And there's more than 2 cars there. There's trash, there are animals that they had, I don't know if they're still there, they're running in front of the cars. It's an unhealthy situation, and I know they have kids. And nothing, they have been before you before, saying they would do this and do that. Nothing
Nothing
happens.
gets done.
And there's no, why should they do anything? You'll go away and come back in 6 months. We're just asking for something,
We,
some enforcement of what you have in paper.
we do our part to do the very best that we can for the town, and you folks aren't doing it. And it would be a lot cheaper for me to actually sue each of you individually. I know I can't sue the select board, that for the town, that don't work. But it's possible to sue every one of you individually for it.
It's the same thing as suing the town, so go ahead.
I don't.
You have to sue the select board.
Yeah.
Okay,
Attorney's fees are way cheaper
we're
than what I have.
we're moving on now.
Yeah, we are.
This is gonna go on all day long.
No, we don't have to go on, but you're gonna do something. All you do is say yes, and do something. Something.
We can go after everyone in town all at one time if you want.
No. I don't
Because
want that.
that's a lot of work.
All I want is for you to use your judgment on the places that are extraordinarily bad. I don't mean just a little, I mean extraordinarily bad,
Okay.
and the
Sure.
best that it's gonna be.
I will redouble my efforts to look at those and talk to the landowners as a
I would
first step.
appreciate that.
I can commit to that. There's
Okay,
other
we're probably
issues,
lose public comment.
other issues,
Sorry, Steve.
Okay.
Sorry.
go
All right,
ahead.
we
Okay.
let's
Can I
look at
just
this.
ask one question?
No.
Had Cheryl first.
Okay.
I got up here as fast as I could, I had a job, I'm sorry, I appreciate what all of you do, I know that it's a lot of work. And I know the junkyards are a problem, but some of it is a danger, like an actual danger for people that go onto the property and say, what's all this stuff? So it requires more than just a select board member going there. It requires like maybe a state police officer or somebody going with them as protection. It's not that simple, but that's not what I want to talk about. My property on Bullock's Crossing.
We went over that today.
Yeah, just before she got
Yeah.
here. Okay.
You walked in like right after we got done talking about it. So we had Bobby's recommendation. So we decided to leave the culvert there. We're gonna allow you to mitigate the water coming off it, out of it. But we're not gonna put any more water on, any more access points for water onto your property.
I have 3 culvert pipes pumping water onto my property. Nobody else on Bullock's Crossing has that going on.
The guy up
And
the
there
road
are
has
plenty
it.
of curbs and bends, and I know I don't have a house there yet, but that doesn't mean anything, because none of you know what people's hopes and dreams are that are working every day and would like to leave Derry, not Massachusetts, and move up here. It seems like I've been a target. That spot was put in illegally by Bobby Bassett. No one talked to us about it. Nobody talked to us about putting the 3rd culvert pipe in. The trees are dropping all the way down. Acres of property, water has sunk the back of my shed that I pay taxes on. It's all silt. There's no more topsoil there. It's forked. It's going in 2 different directions. I don't want to have to sue the town, but I need that culvert pipe removed.
We're not gonna remove it. The silt is staying at the culvert, only thing going on your property is water. And you're not the only one in town that has this issue.
I'm not talking about in town, I'm talking about Bullock's Crossing. That's what I'm
Okay.
talking about, Bullock's Crossing. I've driven up and down that road a million times, and uphill for me, there are
And 2
plenty
places above you has
steep
2
curves.
culverts going into their yard.
Who?
2 houses up, across from, what's that road?
Ridge Road.
Okay, I'd settle for 2 culvert pipes.
He has 2 culverts and a ditch running into his yard.
And what goes beyond that, because there's still plenty of homes going up to the top.
Here, we're not gonna, if we remove that, we'd be forcing guy across the road and Mitchell to put a culvert in.
And it's, why
That's
is
coming
it,
next.
why is it okay for me to have 3 culvert pipes, but not Mitchell or the guy across the street to have a culvert pipe? Why?
Because we'd be forcing them to put one in.
And I had them put in without anybody consulting me.
FEMA had one of those culverts put in.
That was put in way before the flooding 2 years ago, way before the flooding was put in 2 years ago. It was never a problem. The current road agent with the swimming pool that he dug in my property that was like 5 foot deep, that was the beginning of the end of that part of my property. I never had any issues like I have now since that was done. Now it's a big issue. The trees are dropping. My privacy from my beloved neighbors up the street is disappearing because all those trees are gone.
Sam and I were up there, and there's no trees falling down.
I can see them from the side of the road. Just walk where it's forking. And
We
you'll
did,
see
it's
trees
not
growing.
forking, it's going down the roadway there.
What? It's forking in 2 different directions. It's going.
There's no
much
trees
further.
coming down, Cheryl, we walked that.
Well, walk
all the
up with me
trees
so
are up.
I can show you, because I'm on that property all the time and you aren't. And I'll be more than happy
Okay,
to
we're-
show you.
Next comment.
Can I just ask a question back on the junkyard? If the town is unable, is there a state agency that might step in and assist us, or is that not a good
Well,
idea?
and we've had this issue for many years with different locations.
Right, with the same,
And the town has always hoped that the Department of Environmental Services would step in.
okay,
They never have.
okay.
They don't. The state doesn't believe in enforcing. They leave you dangling. So that's where we are dangling. And anytime we start to, it's frustrating for us too, because we wanna
Right.
clean it up too.
Right,
You see our legal bills lately, because every one of those, that one that we were talking about last year, that's at the part where the next step is legal action. And, I know we wanna live up to the ordinance, but it's a balancing act, and that's what we're doing. And so, that's not an excuse, that's
I
what
gue- I
kind of
guess-
is, because those bills go up into the thousands of dollars really fast.